What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. I thought I would share my opinion of the carnivore diet. Now before I get into anything, I want to make this extremely clear. I am not an expert on any of this. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nutritionist, I don't specialize in fitness or nutrition, I'm not an expert on any of this stuff. This is all just my opinion on it. And my opinion is based off of information that I've gained over the years. I have been very interested and very passionate in fitness and nutrition for about 7 or 8 years, so I've gained a lot of knowledge. But once again, this is just my opinion. I am not an expert. So with that all being said, I'm going to get into explaining what the carnivore diet is, and then I'll talk about my opinion of it. Okay, so for anyone that doesn't know, the carnivore diet is exactly what it sounds like. Basically just eating meat, and mostly red meat. The diet started to gain some popularity probably about 3 years ago, but in the last year or so it's gained a lot of popularity very quickly, mostly due to the fact that Joe Rogan has talked about it on his podcast several times. He's had Dr. Rhonda Patrick on his podcast to talk about it, and she recommends it. She raves on and on about how good it is, and Joe himself has actually tried the diet and has talked about the benefits he got from it, which included increased and sustained energy levels, strength gains, muscle building, fat loss, and just overall feeling more healthy. So I'll get into that stuff in a minute, but first I'm going to finish explaining what the diet is. So the carnivore diet was first used for people with autoimmune disorders to help bring their immune system as close to normal as possible, to help strengthen their immune system, to help keep them healthy. And then the diet started being used in other people who just wanted to live a healthier lifestyle, wanted to lose fat, wanted to build muscle. And Dr. Rhonda Patrick talks about how she recommends it for patients that are trying to lose fat because a high protein diet just aids in fat loss because it limits the calorie intake and it still fills you up, it still satisfies you so you're not as hungry. And while a high protein diet does actually help you in those ways, an all protein diet is not what is needed. You can still get an adequate and even a high amount of protein if you really want to increase your protein a lot, and still eat a well-balanced nutrition plan. But that's what she recommends it for, that's what she says. So I'm going to get into my opinion of the diet now and what I think of it. First of all, let's get something clear. Vegetables are good for you. There are maybe a handful of doctors out there that recommend the carnivore diet and say that vegetables are bad, but I can guarantee you that almost all doctors in the world recommend eating vegetables, maintain that vegetables are healthy. There are countless studies that prove that vegetables are good for you. They have a lot of health benefits, that you need to eat them, and I can even link a few studies showing those results in the description down below if you're interested in looking more in depth into some of those studies. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about Joe Rogan's benefits, or what he calls benefits, of the carnivore diet, which, like I mentioned, were increased and sustained energy levels, strength and muscle gains, fat loss, and just overall feeling better. First of all, let's get something clear. Joe Rogan has publicly admitted to taking steroids. He's admitted to using TRT, or testosterone replacement therapy, along with HGH, or human growth hormones, which, if you don't know, are both steroids, and testosterone will help boost his energy levels and will help boost muscle building and fat loss capabilities. Same thing with human growth hormone. So the fact that he lost fat, built muscle, gained strength, felt better, had better energy levels, could very easily be due to the fact that he takes steroids. And the fact that he just happened to be eating the diet while taking the steroids, it's hard to say whether the diet really had any effect on any of those things, or if it really was just all the steroids. Personally, my guess would be almost all, if not all of the benefits were from the steroids, as well as his work ethic when it comes to working out is just insane. He works harder than almost anyone when it comes to working out. And so if you take the combination of working out as hard as he does and you combine it with taking the steroids that he takes, chances are just about everyone will see the benefits that he saw, whether they're on the carnivore diet or not. And I think it's really important to point those things out, the fact that he's on steroids and his work ethic, and the fact that he just maintains a healthy lifestyle for the most part. I can tell you that most people, unless they have some other health problem, eating a healthy diet, working out, getting enough sleep, drinking enough water, just maintaining a healthy lifestyle, most people, like I said, unless they have other health problems, will feel pretty good, will feel pretty healthy, will have pretty good energy levels. And if you add steroids on top of all of that, of course you're gonna see even more benefits. Now, I don't mean to encourage you to use steroids. That is not at all what I'm recommending. In fact, I strongly discourage the use of steroids because there are serious side effects that come from steroid use. But just for the point of this video, we're not going to get into the side effects of steroids because that's not what this video is about. Okay, so we've established that Joe Rogan is taking steroids and his work ethic is insane. But let's say that the benefits that he saw from the diet, or claimed to get from the diet, did actually come from the diet and not his steroid use and his work ethic. Let's just pretend that the benefits definitely came from the diet, no questions about it. He was on the diet for, I don't know exactly how long, a couple months at the most. That is not even close to long enough to study or feel or see what the long-term effects of the diet will be. To really be able to see what the long-term effects of something will be, you really need to have several studies run by experts where they take large groups of people and they put them on the diet, some of them aren't on the diet, they compare the results over the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, and then you can start to talk about if there are health benefits of the diet and what the risks are. Of course, there's always going to be risks with just about any fad diet that you go on, which, let's be honest, the carnivore diet is just another fad diet. But to say that it's the best approach for everyone, definitely not true. To say that it's the best approach for people that work out, probably not true. To say that it's healthy, probably not true. Now, again, I'm not an expert. I'm just giving my opinion, but every doctor that you go to has always told you that you need to eat a well-balanced diet and you need to eat vegetables. So why all of a sudden, when 1 or 2 doctors come out and start talking about the carnivore diet, would you think that vegetables are suddenly bad? It doesn't make sense. Now look, I've stressed that I'm not an expert on this stuff. I haven't even tried the carnivore diet, so I'm not even speaking from personal experience. But I haven't tried it because, personally, I don't think it's a healthy way of eating. I don't think it's sustainable, first of all, but I also think that there could be a lot of negative health effects of it. Maybe in the short term, for the first couple of weeks or the first couple of months, you might feel better. Most likely that's not because you're getting insulin spikes from sugar or carbs. You're losing weight because you've lost water weight, because you're no longer eating carbs, and carbs absorb and hold a lot of water weight. So as soon as you cut carbs out of your diet, you drop weight, mostly water weight. And yeah, maybe you're building some muscle, but you could build the same amount of muscle if you just ate a well-balanced diet that was high in protein but included other macronutrients without cutting everything out, without excluding things. This video is not meant to discourage you from trying the carnivore diet. If it's something you're interested in, if it's something you want to learn more about, if it's something you want to have some experience about, I encourage you to try it. I encourage you to look into it. Just be aware that it's probably not as healthy as Joe Rogan makes it sound. He's also not an expert. Yes, he's worked out for many years. He's tried all kinds of diets. He has a lot of experience. So I'm not taking any of that away from him, but he's also not a doctor. He's not a nutritionist. He really just heard about this diet, liked the way it sounded, and tried it. And sure, maybe he got some short-term benefits from it, and maybe you will too if you try it. But most likely the long-term benefits are not going to be there. If anything, there's going to be some negative long-term effects. But like I said, try it, see how you feel. I'm curious, if you do try it, please let me know. I want to know how it goes for you. How long do you do it for? How do you feel? Were there any negative side effects to it? Let me know all of those things. And the last thing I want to say is the argument that vegetables are bad for you, that's just crazy. I can guarantee you go to just about any doctor and you ask them if vegetables are healthy, they're going to tell you they are. And even though there might be a couple doctors out there that are now talking about the carnivore diet and about how good it is, there's a lot more doctors that say that it's not good, that say that vegetables are healthy, that you need to eat vegetables. Even the old school, hardcore, anabolic window believing bodybuilders ate vegetables, okay? I mean, vegetables are good for you. There's no question about that. At least I didn't think there were any questions about it. So, but I want to end this by saying, look into any sort of diet, any nutrition plan you want to try. If the carnivore diet is something that you're thinking about trying, I don't want to discourage you from doing it. Just make sure you look into it, do your research about it, maybe ask your doctor what they think about it, get their advice, and make sure that you're really paying close attention to how you're feeling. And let me know if you try it, because I'm curious about it. I want to know. How do you feel? How long have you been doing it for? Do you feel any benefits? Are there any negative side effects? Would you recommend it? I'm truly curious. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I want to stress once again that I'm not an expert on this stuff. This is just my opinion. But if you did enjoy the video, please give it a thumbs up. Like I said, if you try this diet, let me know how it goes for you. I'm curious about it. If you haven't already, I would really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button down below. And I will see you guys in the next video.